We're all crying, Ali, is it?
To cry.
Yeah, front page of Sport. Of course, no one wants to see Ansu Fati going off injury just weeks after making his comeback, and meanwhile broken, says the front page of Mundo Deportivo. The Xavi effect hasn't really taken effect, as it's so far, since coming and taking over his old club. On Ansu Fati, he says it's a recurring injury. It's out of our control. There's a report that he could be out for at least 2 months with his left hamstring. Meanwhile, Ousmane Dembele has caused all the headlines this week. Ousmane's situation hasn't changed. There are still days left in the transfer window, but there's no alternative. He either signs or he leaves. On possible transfers, we are working on getting some signings.
Okay.
Oh, blooming X. Barcelona just seem to continue to give us headlines, most of them negative, Sid. Should we just start with that last one? On possible transfers, we're working on getting some signings. It's a recurring question that I ask you, I feel, every time you're on. How?
Well, and as I say to you every time you ask me, by moving other players on, or by moving money around. By moving money around in such a way as to liberate enough of the salary limit to enable you to bring players in. Now, the problem isn't the long-term cost of this, although that is a problem, of course. It's about getting through the criteria of Spain's financial fair play rules in the meantime. And that means, come what may, people have to leave or salary has to be moved. And now that can mean, for example, a player signing a new deal where his money is backloaded onto the final year of his contract, or a player moving on loan, so you save on his salary and you save on amortizations, or if in a perfect world you actually sell someone, but that's very, very difficult to do. So the short answer is they cannot sign anyone unless someone goes. Now, of course, they would love that to be Ousmane Dembele, but he's not going to be forced out yet, or he says he's not going to be forced out yet. And of course, when a player uses a phrase like blackmail, it doesn't exactly suggest that the relationship between him and the club is particularly good, and therefore doesn't suggest that he's particularly minded to help them out.
Barcelona seem to continually want to air their dirty laundry in public, Sid, and this Dembele situation has been a complete and utter farce.
Yeah, it hasn't ended well, and it isn't even over yet. I think in a way, in the end, this final kind of very public announcement from Xavi originally saying, renew or go, and then from Mateo Alemany, who's the director of football, coming out publicly, they were, of course, trying to force the issue. Why? Because they'd looked at the way negotiations had gone, they'd looked at the last 5 or 6 months, and they thought, well, look, if he's not committing now, he probably isn't going to. And so he's going to leave at the end of the season for free. We could really do with not having to pay him for these last 6 months. We could really do with moving him on if he's not going to be part of our future project.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.